Hello everyone, Andrew here, and welcome back to 8-Bit Super Mario World, where last time we finished off World 5, the Forest of Illusion, although not nearly as confusing as the Super Nintendo version. And this time we are taking on the absolutely awful sounding Chocolate Island. But before we can get into that, let's check. Can we re-enter castles? It does not appear that you can. Normally in the Super Nintendo version you can hold L and R to re-enter a crumbled castle. Of course the NES does not have L and R buttons, but pressing absolutely everything else does not appear to be doing anything. So all those lives that we got at the end there seems to be a one-time deal. We unfortunately will not be able to get them again, but not worrying about that. Hopefully 17 lives is enough to get us through what is still to come. I actually don't know how long it goes on for, but let us enter the first level of Chocolate Island. Will it be Chocolate Island 1 from the SNES version? It could definitely be. This is looking strange. It kind of looks like Vanilla Secret 2, but no, now it's actually kind of looking like Forest of Illusion 4, the level that usually starts with Fishing Lakitu. Except the background is completely wrong. We have a normal outdoor background rather than a forest background. So they're actually kind of doing a mashup here of various levels. There's also not normally spike tops at the beginning as we saw there. This is pretty neat. I'm actually, oh shoot, I forgot that standing on top of a pipe with a jumping piranha plant does not stop the piranha plant from coming out of it. That's something I should remember. But hey, once again, it wouldn't be an episode of 8-Bit Mario if I wasn't spending the first minute or two getting used to the controls again, getting killed by things I can't even see. And I didn't touch anything there. That was hitbox shenanigans. Okay, so this is completely out of left field. For some reason, we still have a Forest of Illusion level on Chocolate Island, despite the fact that Chocolate Island 1 would have been a completely, understandable level to put in the spot. Also an outside normal level. But yeah, weird. One thing I also noticed is that they put all that effort into like the forest tile set, for example, but it's only used once, and then there's no more forest levels in the entire game. Actually, there is one in Special World. Oh, right, you can't stand on top of pipes. I still, even though I did it, my last playthrough of this level before I died, tried to go down that pipe. I still, to see a pipe, and my instinct is to try going down it. Normally that's a very harmless gesture, but not in the 8-Bit version. But yeah, they did all the work on that forest tile set and then used it once. And the same thing also applies to the underground tile set at this point, where so far there's only been one underground level. Now I made a mushroom appear here somewhere. Okay, there we go. So now we have at least Big Mario, so if I make a silly mistake by standing on top of a pipe, it will not be lethal this time. That's something I can appreciate. And let's just jump right into those guys, because their hitboxes are very bad. And this looks like it should be a block that you can hit. Unfortunately, it does not work. I noticed that the color palette, though, is very nice for this level. I bet that probably has something to do with the patch, though. I think that the colors in the original version definitely aren't as pretty as they have been in some cases. Thanks to the patch that we're using, I'm definitely very grateful. And I always kind of put myself in that position there where I want to stand there, but it doesn't usually end well. Now let's see, which of these pipes? See, I was anticipating it. I actually anticipated at that time. And the problem is, I want to try going down all these pipes to see if there's any kind of secret, but you can't do that because then you're going to get toasted. I thought there is actually a pipe in the normal version of this level in the SNES version. Well, one of them takes you to an area with the secret exit, and I think it's this one here. But then there's also another one that leads you to... Okay, well, I had to try. I really had to try. And there's another one that leads you to an underwater section, which actually takes you backwards in the level. Now, funny thing about the P-switch is I noticed when editing the last video, hitting it did not turn coins into brown blocks. All it seemed to have done was make that door appear. So I'm not entirely sure why they put that P-switch there. I mean, I guess it's there in the normal game. In fact, is it even a purple piece, or rather a gray P-switch in the normal game? But they seem to kind of just put it there in the 8-Bit version because it's like, the original game did it, so we have to do it too. Despite the fact it doesn't really seem to do anything. I just need to know. Okay. I was about a pixel away from being destroyed by that guy. Come on, there has to be a mushroom in one of these. Probably this one. Yeah, okay. And it goes the wrong way. How does that even happen? In Mario World, mushrooms never go to the left unless they're bumped by a block or such, and it causes them to change direction. Unlike in Super Mario Bros. 3, where even to this day I always have trouble getting mushrooms to go the direction that I want them to go, in Mario World they always go to the right, and that just makes me so happy because I hate the guessing game in Mario 3. of which way is the mushroom going to go. Many people can probably relate to that. It was just kind of a silly feature. So having them once again all go to the right in Mario World, very thankful for that. So yeah, there you go. That was the first level of Chocolate Island. It was for some reason a level left over from Forest of Illusion, despite the fact that there are like 8 or 9 levels in Chocolate Island, so there would have been plenty to choose from. But let's continue on. Is this going to be the Chocolate Island Ghost House, or will it be the other ghost house we have not seen yet, which is the Vanilla Dome Ghost House? It would not even surprise me at this point. And so far it is looking like, well, that was a jump that I kind of made, and I had no way to anticipate that there were going to be Eries coming in my direction. I don't know what it looks like yet. Chocolate Island Ghost House is the one with Fishing Boo and the floors that move back and forth. Not sure if that's something that they would implement. I mean, there's been things so far, I'm like, there's no way they're going to implement that. And then they do, and then there's been other things where it's like, you know, they're probably going to implement that, and then they don't. So far, okay. So I need to stop making these jumps, because once you commit to a jump in this game, you're kind of committed to it. There's not really much turning back. Like, it's not Castlevania levels of bad, but when Eries just kind of come out of nowhere, your ability to do anything in that moment is not so high. So we kind of just, like, see, I would have to jump across that hole, and if you're doing a jump that's not significantly long, then you're going to hit those guys no matter what. So, like, what's the strategy here? Can I, like, I can't even make them start coming. Well, I can make one, but then there's just gonna, like, be a big clump of them. Okay, I remembered the duck that time. You gotta duck. Gotta make sure you get that lower height. Yeah, and then see, once again, I tried to land on that corner and I was going to duck, but yeah, so it's strange. And there's also, of course, no L and R scrolling, a very strange feature of the original Super Mario World, which is used largely by ROM hackers. For a variety of reasons. I mean, of course, it's great just to be able to use it to see what's coming up, but also it's used to, you know, perform various tricks with Layer 2 and such. But as someone who's just playing the original Super Mario World, you're probably not going to remember that L and R scrolling even exists. It's actually a really neat feature, but it's just extremely limited in use in the original game. So, see, I opened my big mouth earlier about how hopefully we don't need to use all those lives that we accumulated, and we're instantly doing that. We're getting killed by a bunch of Eries, and I'm not proud to say that. So that's it. I'm not going to take this easy anymore. We're just going to, okay, now that is going to be difficult to dodge. I really kind of just need to jump as far or as close to the left edge of that platform as possible and duck. But the problem is that they don't start scrolling until you're pretty much already on the platform. So I have like a pixel's width to work with. And look, you jump over those first ones and then like nothing happens until you get to this point. And there's going to be a couple more, because there was 5 of them. Alright, now, do I go fast or do I take it easy? Because again, I just tried to, as close as I could, get to the left edge of that platform and duck. Because it seems to be what they love to do in this level. They love to make you do these jumps, and then as you're trying to land them with wonky Super Mario World 8-bit controls, they throw a bunch of Eries at you that are very, very precise in dodging. Like, that, see, like, there's not much else I could have done. If I had landed any more in the center of that platform, it would have all been over. So I can do a thing like that to make the first one come. Okay, so, I mean, sometimes you can kind of play with it, so it doesn't look like there's any here. Now, there's probably going to be some on the next one. They seem to like skipping a platform, and then the next platform has a whole bunch. Do I even trust, like, I'm going to do this. Do stairs work properly in this game, or will I just clip through it and fall into the hole? Okay, I would not have been surprised if the stairs were wonky. And, wow. You just got to commit to that jump. And because I didn't jump on the absolute corner of that platform, I once again got toasted by an Erie. This is probably the most deaths by Erie like that have ever been filmed. The Eries are usually just so simple. I mean, they just move to the left, not that big a deal. And of course, in the original Super Mario World, you can even spin jump on them. Do I even dare try to see if that's a possibility in this game? I bet it's not. But again, in the original Mario World, you can just spin jump on everything. It is so nice. Spin jump on ghosts, spin jump on piranha plants, spin jump on spinies. And it just helps you get by these hazards so greatly. So, okay, small jump, oh. Like, so now I'm trying to do the right thing by landing as close to the edge of the platform as possible so that I can duck, but no, they put one right to the ground so that you can't duck. And it's pretty much just a memorization game at this point. Like, should I jump high? Should I jump low? And I'm just starting to get all thrown out of whack. All the sections are starting to blend together. Alright, let's put our thinking caps on. We've blown like, what, 13 lives by this point? That's just kind of ridiculous. It's not even a castle. It's like a ghost house. It shouldn't be that difficult. So, okay, big jump. Nothing on this one. We gotta get this guy to come, right? No, actually, it's the next one. That guy to come so we can jump here, do that. There's 2 more. Jump over this one. It skips a couple, I think. Oh, no, it doesn't. And, like, there, I landed as close to the corner as I could. But I think because I already kind of started his progression, he was coming at me like, oh, what I should be doing is I should be going and getting a cape. That would be the absolute smartest thing to do in this situation. I mean, I can't get Yoshi because you can't bring him into the ghost house, but obviously going and powering up is the right move to do here. Yeah, like that's just dumb on my part. Then at least if I take a hit. Because yeah, this level does not like giving you any sort of power-ups. I mean, of course it's more fun to do things legitimately. Like, you don't want to only beat something because you went and brought in a power-up that's not normally given to you. But, yeah, I guess that one I should just be doing a big jump. I don't remember that being an issue originally, but that's it. We're going to go get a power-up. This game gives you power-ups. We're going to go get power-ups. I mean, there's no, like, top secret area in this game, per se. One thing we actually never did do is check to see if there was a secret area at the top of the first ghost house that would replicate the area that leads to the top secret area. So we're going to do that right now. We're going to get a cape, and we're going to investigate that. I know that we're like 10 minutes into the video now, and we've cleared 1 level, but the last video went a little too smoothly, I think. So this level definitely had a wrench to throw into the bucket, per se. So we're going to walk all the way back. Am I forgetting an area that's probably better to get a cape? Maybe the beginning of, which level? The water level in World 5? If you're big and then you hit that again, maybe you would get a cape. But whatever, we've walked all the way back here now. Let's do it. And whoa! It actually remembers that I had the checkpoint still, so where can I get a cape now? Is there going to be a guy here I can get a cape from? No, that's not a cape one, but hey, I'm big, so can't complain too much about that. Anyway, you know what? Might as well pick up some lives over here too. There we go, a whole 1 extra life from that. And of course, that's that pipe where you get hit immediately after jumping from it. Now, is that guy gonna come back so I can try again? He should, right? Wow, it's just an awkward thing. So now with the cape, if I start and select, we can walk all the way up here to the ghost house. And let's try flying here. Let's see if there is indeed a secret in the ceiling. Because if there is, and they leave that area in, that would be like 4-1 up. So I can't say I wouldn't appreciate that a little bit. But wow, there are just so many ghosts here. I didn't have running speed? Oh, how far do you have to run in this game to get running speed? Okay. Oh my gosh, it actually was there. I just kind of pressed the left or right button too soon. And now I'm going to run into some booze. But wow, I can't believe it's actually there. And of course I get hit by that now. Of course. Let's try this again. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So because I was against a wall, Mario seems to have lost his ability to jump higher or something? Oh my gosh, so gotta go back and get another one. Ugh, and then I try to turn back to the right, but it's not as fun to control the cape in this game as it is in the original, as you can probably guess by this point. Honestly, I'm not even sure that it's possible to get up there. Like, can you even get the height? If you angle this perfectly, and then the ghosts all just really get you, and then they start closing in. I don't know, I think we're gonna have to hold out on that one for a little bit, because it seems like even if you perfectly position yourself, you still just barely, you know, lack the height needed to really get up to that platform. It's such a shame because, you know, flying is just not as good as it should be. I also realize now I don't have the cape. I'm really kind of just going back to the ghost house after all of that with a mushroom. Actually, maybe what we'll do is we'll find out if you have a mushroom and you enter our favorite underwater level that doesn't take 7 years to beat. Only 6 or 5. If we have a mushroom and we hit this, what do we get? You do correctly get a cape, because this is a green switch block normally. Alright, so now we are going into the ghost house after all of that. That was like 7 years ago now. With a cape, can we beat this? And the intention is not just to fly over everything, although I'm actually kind of tempted to. This level is just not fun. It's just like, hey, let's make some jumps and put Eries exactly where you have to walk. Let's just see how well can I actually use the Mario World flying. So that jump we've done a million times. And this is where it's like, again, there's that one. And it's strange. And then see, I feel like I didn't have to deal with that one originally. And then we come here and yeah, usually you're dealing with fishing booth, which isn't any fun at all. I somehow missed that feather. So yeah, we flew over the beginning part. It's 8-bit Mario World. I'm not even ashamed of that in the slightest. I almost didn't see that boo up there. Kind of blended in with the ceiling. More jumps, although at least they're not Eries, so I mean we can kind of see what's going on. And let's carefully position ourselves, go in this door. And this is normally a room where you have to deal with boos that turn into blocks. Like, I don't even think I should be, like... This part of me was really curious what you could do with that. Maybe it's a good thing I have a feather. Okay, they actually put a... There's a P-switch in here. That's not normal. There's also usually a 1-up at the very end here. Might as well get that. And wow, it's actually stuck against the wall. But yes, the gimmick of this room is normally that there are boos that, when you look at them, turn into cement blocks. I don't think there's normally a P-switch in here, though. Although I'm very curious what it does if you press it. And I didn't mean to throw it. I pressed it. It doesn't appear to have done much of anything. Actually, is there normally a P-switch? Wow, and now the boos are all surrounding that brown block, which I need to stand on. This is just fantastic. Okay. So if you look at them, at least they still work properly. Alright, let's get out of this ghost house and never speak of it again. I also still always jump for the tape, despite the fact it's completely pointless. Wow. That ghost house sucked. That's all I have to say. It's overall a pretty forgettable ghost house, even in the original game. Like, I feel like the first and second levels of Chocolate Island are just really unmemorable. Not much really happens in them, and they don't have secret exits, so there's no reason to ever play them again. Of course, in this case, we haven't actually played the first level of Chocolate Island, but, you know, speaking of the devil, here it is! We get Dino Rhinos, and it's for some reason once again playing the Forest of Illusion overworld music, but yeah, this level is so much of a nothing. Like, yes, it has Rhino Dinos, and it's one of the only levels in the game to have them, but they don't do much. They attack if you leave them on screen for like 5 minutes and don't do anything. How did that hurt me? I don't know. But otherwise, it's just a really flat and uneventful level. You know, just run from the left to the right and don't really do much in the process. It is kind of cool though. That, I mean, they did include Rhino Dinos in the 8-bit version. Is the horizontal pipe going, or the, wow, the pipe actually did work! The diagonal pipe, not horizontal. So wow, they actually, you know, programmed that in. Thank you for the midway point. Should I bring the spring with me? Of course, one of the gimmicks of this level, and once again, the P-switch does not turn, one block jumps, everybody, coins into brown blocks, so that was kind of silly. But yeah, the gimmick of this level in the original game is that for some reason, when you get shot out of that diagonal pipe, it takes you to a different room than the one that you began in, and that's just, you know, this is all sorts of glitching and ugliness. Maybe because I brought that springboard with us, which we weren't supposed to. Okay, one block jump, but we can just kind of completely avoid that. Sounds good to me. I'm not spending too much time trying to, you know, get picky with the level. And wow, there's not even like anywhere for Mario to walk after this one. We made this level as long as it possibly could have. And there you go. That's what I mean by it being completely uneventful. It kind of just happened. There were no deaths. Nothing really memorable transpired. We just beat it. And now we are at castle number 6, which is normally Wendy's Castle. Usually a castle that involves some layer 2 shenanigans, layer 2 being when there's foreground graphics, but then also other, you know, layers which kind of move, like smashing spike pillars and such. Those would be on layer 2 because they move separately from layer 1. Although maybe this is instead the Chocolate Fortress, which is much less involved. Although overall it's looking a little bit different than what you'd normally expect, but yeah, definitely seems to be more inspired by the Chocolate Fortress than by Windy's Castle, I think. Let's do a small jump here. Do dry bones throw bones in this game? There are some in the original game which do, and some which don't. So it's always kind of a mystery, like, you know, which variety is it? But in this case, I don't know if we've seen any ones that actually throw any bones yet. I don't like this kind of tight fit. Thankfully, it was pretty okay. So far, though, liking this level. It's pretty okay. Nothing too, you know, too out there, too out of left field. Just kind of proceeding as we can, and let's go inside this door. And what do we get? Yes, definitely inspired by the Chocolate Fortress rather than Windy's Castle. Although, will we fight Windy at the end? That's the question. And that thwomp! I mean, I guess maybe I should have gone when it was down. I guess I was afraid of, you know, accidentally touching the top of it and taking damage, but they move fast in this game. Normally, when thwomps ascend, it's... Yeah, I was afraid of running into the side of that ninja as it jumped. Yeah, normally they don't move very quickly. Thankfully, there actually was a checkpoint. Once again, you know, some castles and fortresses have checkpoints, and some don't. But in this case, there actually is a checkpoint in this castle. Very thankful for that. And yes, this time, should we just go when it's down? Yes, we can. Of course, no power-ups in this castle. Seems like in the late game, they really don't like giving you power-ups. That's one way to increase the difficulty, I suppose. All right. Got over that extremely difficult challenge this time. I really kind of want to go down there because there probably is a mushroom in one of these. And, okay, the mushroom went to the left this time for some reason, and... Yeah, that's pretty much what I was expecting to happen, unfortunately. But, you know, once again, ninjas, though, gotta deal with them. I think it's normally thwimps. I think that's why there's ninjas in this room, because I don't believe there are in the original Super Nintendo version. There's usually thwimps and thwomps. But I don't think there's thwimps in this game. That's right, even in Castle number 2, when there were supposed to be thwimps, they were replaced with ninjas. So ninjas are the new thwimps. It's, you know, ninjas are totally in the season. Okay, so far so good. There's also normally switch blocks in this room to help you, you know, traverse the holes and such. But there's just no switch blocks in this game. I like pointing out when there's switch block bridges, because I really like how switch blocks exist in the final game to kind of give you that help in some situations. But yes, it is indeed windy. One hit so far. We once again get the bouncing Podobo. And no, you can't just walk on top of her as you normally could in the original version. You know, as long as you landed on top of her, it would count. But in this one, you gotta get hit by a Podobo the immediate same time that you're hitting Windy in the head. That was just kind of silly on my part. I just really wanted to get the boss battle over with. But, you know, by rushing, we now need to play that entire room all over again. Okay, so... Is there even any point in going for the mushroom this time? Probably not then. Thankfully, we do get a mushroom later on in the level. But, let's just try and get there without taking any damage. Thwomps. Classic Super Mario Bros. Enemy. For some reason, in more modern Mario games, you can stand on top of thwomps. I mean, I guess the theory was always supposed to be that they're, you know, they're spiky, so you can't touch them, but I don't know why in modern Mario games you can stand on them. They're more just kind of like big solid blocks than anything. Whose idea it was to change that, I have no idea. But there we go. Didn't take too long to get back to the boss, and let's not rush it this time. Let's actually defeat Windy properly. Now that we know we can't just, you know, walk on top of her, we gotta actually jump. And can we jump? No, I tried to do a really long jump, and I paid the price for it by accidentally nicking the corner of that pipe and taking damage. And that's almost the exact same way I died the last time. I'm stuck in spot. I was going to be really not surprised if even though Mario was in the victory animation, I still took damage from that diagonal Podobo. Here we are. We're pretty much to the location that we could see to the right of Yoshi's Island way back in part 1. The Vanilla Dome music is still playing though, and I don't know how this is going to proceed. This is normally where we enter the Valley of Bowser, the 7th world. It's usually entirely underground, but here we are standing on top of a green island. So what's going to happen from here? I don't know, but thank you so much for joining me in part 6 of 8-Bit Super Mario World. I hope you enjoyed. No idea how much longer there is. The next part could be the final part. I guess we'll find out together when we get there. So thanks everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and hope you'll join me next time for part 7. So thanks and see ya. Thank you so much once again for checking out my videos. I really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like and subscribing, as it really helps my channel out. With that said, hope to see you next time.